following thoughts, opinions, stories, and expressions are meant for those who will appreciate them. If you don't, we hope you keep an open soul to encounter another here on 34 Questions. Peace. In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and tonight we have a very special guest. I Am Jokerman is in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. I had a 3-day weekend, so this Tuesday feels like a Monday, and it's I'm just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. But super happy that it's a 4-day weekend. Just trying to get through it. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm just getting back from family leave because I just had a newborn.
Oh snap! Congrats, man.
Yeah, she just made 7 months, so I just decided to leave. 2 months prior to spend time with family.
For sure. Well, for the folks out there who are unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we do some intro questions, some warm-up questions just to set the tone. After that, we'll jump into the Wheel of Fate, where the wheel will choose the numbers for you. And then after that, we'll finish it off with some closeout questions. Sound good to you, Jokerman?
Oh, sounds good.
All right. Well, my very first question for you. I know it's been crazy times, been a crazy couple of years, and man, you just became a new dad. First one for you, or?
Oh, it's the second one. No, I've been a dad.
excuse me, man. Yeah, well, all right, your second one. Now you guys are equal. 2 kids, and then you and your partner.
I got one boy and one girl.
Gotcha. I got you. Wow. Was it the little girl came out second, or?
Yeah, the little girl came out second. She's like 7 months, and I got my oldest one is like 5 years old.
And she got a protector, so that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, man. Well, my question for you is, how you been? Through all these crazy changes, crazy times. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been holding up pretty good. Just pretty busy, moving around a lot.
Yeah?
I was busy pretty much.
For sure. And you just getting back into work, right? Like since you kind of told me.
Like literally today, I just got back.
How was it? Was it kind of weird or?
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. I got you. For sure. Well, let's jump into the warm up. Where my first question for you in the warm up is, what would you like the audience out there to know about you?
Oh man, well, I'm a pretty laid back guy, pretty funny, creative too. Yeah, I'm just like really funny, just extremely funny. So that's all you need to know. I mean, I'm pretty creative too. I pretty much can design anything, as you probably may know already.
Yeah. So are you a comedian? Is that?
I'm trying to work on that. Really, I'm an artist, but I'm just leaning more towards on that because I'm like, let me see if I can mix the two together and see how that goes.
I gotcha. Have you ever, done any stand-up, or has it just been in your mind? Like, you got the jokes in your head.
I got jokes in my head, but I ain't gonna lie. If I do stand-up, I'll probably be stuttering a lot or something. So I think I might pass on that. I think I'm just gonna do what I like to do is art, and that's it.
Do you do any skits at all, like with your comedy? Because I feel like you always have those situations, or like maybe you could write a script or something that could be a skit. You feel me?
Yeah, I do it on TikTok, so it just kind of. I mean, I just did it for fun, but then it just started getting kind of viral at the time. I was like, whoa, all right, let me keep going.
For sure.
So, yeah, and then I did some voiceovers too. So. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was like 3 years ago, so I kind of stopped doing that.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Are you pretty consistent with TikTok, or how?
Somewhat. Sometimes I stay away from it because it be doing too much in there. But, yeah, I be consistent.
For sure. And as far as your art goes, that's your main thing. That's what you're working on, or?
Yeah, right now I'm in a part of this 365 challenge. So basically you gotta draw a new art like almost every single day of the year. So right now, I'm still holding it down. I think I'm on 285 or something. So I've been like kind of rolling with that and still promoting my art in the same dang time. It's been crazy. But then I've been on this art journey since for 10 years. So I got the shirt on right here that I designed.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just ask you, why art? Like, what got you into it? You know, and keeps you going. Well, why art?
It's a funny thing. I got into it when I was 5 years old, and I was just seeing like cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons and whatnot. And I think it was like 1996. I think when Tupac died, I seen that music video. That it's animated. Do for love. Yeah, do for love. I seen that, and I was like blown away automatically. So I was like, yeah, I think I want to do that. I think I want to like do something with that if I can.
Bro, I love that song, and I've gone my whole life not knowing there was an animated music video to that. So I gotta check that out right now. Like after this interview, I'm definitely gonna peep it. But damn, okay. So art. I see you doing a lot of like, taking an older cover and kind of, adding a twist to it as far as like with musical acts. Is that something that? Yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah, man, I'm a big hip hop fanatic, so sometimes I just mix the two together. I'd be like, because I know certain people don't watch the certain old animes no more, so I'm like, let me just bring that back and just pop it out. So either like old albums I really like, or some albums I'm like thinking, because sometimes I'd be thinking at work, like, this can go together. I'm gonna just put it in there, and it works out sometimes.
I think it's a great idea, man. I'm one of those people, your audience, who digs that kind of stuff. Like it's something I wish I could do, but yeah, honestly I can't. But yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. My second question for you in the warm up is, if I were to do something in your honor, like a way to express the energy that you want to give out, what could I do?
Ooh. Man, you could just find the funniest videos and most creative videos ever, and just make everybody laugh. You know what I'm saying? Just because life is real precious, so you gotta go with every day like hard. Like I put like probably 150 every day, and just live life free. Just not worrying about people. Just stay positive. Just do what you feel is cool, and just enjoy life. You always gotta count your blessings, not your problems.
I hear that. That's something I definitely try to focus on. I don't know if you're religious or spiritual at all, but at least my prayers at night is always just more, trying to show gratitude, kind of like just thinking.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's a trip, man. Like, you mind me asking what high school year did you graduate? It's my way of asking your age without really asking.
Oh man, I graduated in 2009 at Far West High School. It's in Oakland, so it used to be called. It's now Oakland Tech, but back then it was Far West.
Far West, don't feel bad. I graduated 2008 out here in I went to school in San Francisco. I don't know if you ever heard of ISA, International Studies Academy, but yeah, it's a very small school, and it closed down recently, so now it's a whole nother school.
Yeah, see, we went to both small schools, so yeah.
And you already know. The creative types seem to go to small schools, you feel me?
It was an art school, so when I first heard it, I was like, wait, what's this school? Because I was aiming for Oakland Tech and Oakland High and stuff, and then they said Far West, like, what's this? And then it was like a continuation school, but it helped my art a lot, though. It was some nice people over there, though. It's some nice people.
Nah, I hear you. I know my school sounded hella good, International Studies Academy. Everybody thinks it's a charter school, but nah, man, it was like, one of those schools where like that's the school people ended up when they couldn't get into any other school, you feel me? So,
oh yeah.
Nah. I feel it. Oh, you grew up in the Bay Area? You from
yeah, I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm originally from Oakland and born and raised here, so seen a lot of changes happen. A lot of changes.
Yeah, man.
It helped, but that also helped my art a lot. Just seeing, especially you go through downtown Oakland, like it's like a walk-in gallery, like literally.
No, for sure. You've been able to stay in the Bay? Like,
Yeah, been able to, and just dealing with everyday life there. So been able to.
sure, I'm glad, man. I feel like the people from here need to be able to find a way to stay here, because things, like you said, you talked about changes, definitely a bunch. And
Yeah.
I thought, I mean, I'm not saying Corona's a good thing, but I was thinking that maybe it was gonna scare people away from the Bay, so then the people that was pushed out could come back in. Unfortunately, I was wrong. And, people still trying to get in here.
Yeah.
You talked about the changes you've seen, and is there any that you could mention, like, from back in 09 to where we at now?
Oh man, certain stores closing. Certain ones, or some relocated. Some of the restaurants that used to taste that way don't taste the same no more. I don't know what's. So it was just a lot of things that changed, and some of the streets changed too. So yeah, it's just there's a whole lot, but not too far off.
How much percentage would you say Oakland has been able to stay like it was as you growing up?
Good question. Man, I'm gonna have to say a cool 70, maybe a 70, because there's still some parts of Oakland that's still the same, like 10 years ago. So I'm gonna say 70.
Okay, for sure. Well, I'm glad it hasn't changed too much, man. Growing up here in San Francisco, I feel like everything's changing, and even I know there's still parts of San Francisco that's been the same, but even that, I feel like there's plans to change it. And it's a trip, man. It's a trip. One thing that always crosses my mind is I'm sure you've heard it growing up in the Bay, is like the big earthquake. When's it gonna happen?
Oh man!
Every year it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let me knock on wood.
I'm scared out my ass. Like if I go on that bridge, like if I go down like this and I can't swim, I live a good life. And that right there, you can put that tribute right there. You can put that tribute right there. That's a good time.
I'm gonna knock on wood though. I'm gonna knock on wood because I don't want that happening, especially now after you told me you just had a newborn, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that energy out there. But it's the reality, right? It's the reality of where we live at.
Almost death.
Yeah, it crosses my mind, man, because I'm like, fuck, if it happens, that changes our lives, more than quarantine has in a way. So yeah, I don't know. Don't want to think about too much. But
nah.
Let's see. My last question for you in the warm up is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
Oh man, it was a journey. I'm gonna just go back. So in 2020, man, it was a real bad one. I'll get to more of that later, but it was like 5 out of 10. But this year, I would say this year alone, it's had to be an 8 out of 10.
Sure. You mind elaborating on how you got to an 8?
Oh man, just finding myself with God, trusting God, really, and getting to know myself, self-love, really, and that was like the real important thing for me, because it helped me build my confidence. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing all this art stuff like I'm doing. Usually I'm in the shadows, I'm in the bag, and I let someone else do it. This year it was like different. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go in. I'm finna just do it, because I deserve it. It's been 10 years, I deserve it. So,
I hear you.
Yeah, that's a lot of
work. How much of that would you say, and for me personally, when I turned 30, shit just started clicking for me, or shit's clicking, but also the picture is falling into place, and and for me with this podcast, this is something where I'm like, well, I gotta keep doing it, I gotta keep pushing. There's no time than now, How about for yourself?
Oh man, it's definitely no time. I mean, I'm in my 30s too. I'm 31, so I'm just trying to keep the art alive, same time, be a family man, raise my kids, be there for my wife, go to work, do house duties, and then try to find the energy to do all that creative stuff. It's hard, man. It's really hard.
Bro, I mean, yeah, that's one of the things that scare me. I feel like I'm older than you, and I'm still not there, with the family life. So yeah, I realize it always comes off as selfish. that like, you know, I'm not ready, or if I were to have a kid, then it's like my dreams kind of like, you know, get pushed to the side and everything.
Oh yeah. The thing is, man, it's never really a good time to have a kid. You just gotta go for it. Just, you know, once you're ready, once you feel ready though, once you feel ready.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. No, I live with my folks, bro. I'm definitely not ready. not yet.
I know how that is.
Yeah.
I understand completely, trust me.
Yeah. But for sure. And a little follow up to that is, what would you say is your favorite thing about your personality?
My humor. My humor show. I will say that for sure. Because that's like kind of like the art juice I need. Like, if I can be drained throughout the day, I'm like, man, I need to look at something funny, man. I can't even do no art like this. And I'll be scrolling through, and then I just be cracking up to myself. People look at me crazy all the time. Like, my own family, like, what are you laughing at? What the hell? But it gets the art going. I'm like, never mind me. It gets the art going. So it's all good. I say the humor for sure.
You've always been a humorous person since like growing up, or was it something you grew into?
Pretty much, yeah, man. Like, since I was a kid and stuff, I mean, and probably any other group, I'm always the silly one. It's like, kind of like somebody's a Leonardo, Raphael, and Donatello. No, I'm the Mikey of the group. Except me, ton of chicken. That's what this thing is about, me eating chicken. So, so it's just like, it gets it going.
So if I'm in Oakland, like what spot am I going to for some chicken?
Man, that, you know, that is tough.
You can think about it. I don't want you to put you on spot. People be like, "What the fuck, man?" I thought I was your favorite. You know?
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, don't worry.
Hey, I don't know at this point. Oh man,
it's cool.
I would say JJ's, but it's so many chicken places out there that I haven't tried yet. So
that's the big thing, is that you haven't tried everything yet.
Not everything yet.
Well, let me ask you. So, what do you think about crispy crunchy chicken? You had that?
Yeah, I had that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I slept on that for a long time. I don't know how long it's been out there in Oakland, but I remember just maybe a couple years ago, someone was like, "You tried the gas station chicken," and I'm like, I don't want to try no gas station chicken. Right.
I was the same way, but then I was just real hungry. I was like, man, look, I gotta get this. I gotta get to work, and it was actually pretty good. I'm like, oh, dang, all right, cool.
Yeah, no. I slept on it, and then I tried it, and I was like, yo, this is like a crazy secret. Like, nobody knows about crispy crunchy chicken. And then I looked it up. They're like hella big in the South and the East Coast. It's just more of a secret here on the West Coast. So I'm like, damn. I mean, we've been sleeping on it on this side, but yeah. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, we made it to the main portion of the interview, where we turn to the Wheel of Fate. Let's head on over there. So,
all right.
Just a reminder, every number is an easy, medium, hard. So feel free to jump around if you like. Oh.
Gotcha. 29.
29.
Let's see.
Easy, medium, or hard?
I'm gonna have to do medium on that one.
29 medium. All right, here we go. I like how you brought up self-love earlier. So this question is, what does self-love mean to you?
Oh man, means a whole lot. That's always important, because if you're trying to, like you said, like trying to have kids, you gotta love yourself first. I feel like if you love yourself, then, you know, if you find true love somewhere, then, you know, you won't have to be, I don't know how to explain it.
Take your time. Take your time. Don't worry.
But I think, you know, self-love is very important though, because you don't want to, you know, hurt that person or waste time or anything like that, and then try to end up hurting yourself in the process. So, you know, I think that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays, is just loving themselves. I mean, you see people going out by themselves, eating, going out to restaurants, having a hotel for themselves. And, you know, back then, I mean, I was a person like, I didn't understand that. But then when I started doing that, started loving myself, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm actually vibing with myself. This ain't that bad. So and that's when the confidence started building, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me see what I can do. Give you a lot of time to think and reflect on things in life, especially when you hit up 30. You start to just think things different. So yeah.
How do you show yourself self-love? Like, is there any particular place you like going, or any activity that you like doing that kind of re-energizes you, you know?
Well, sometimes I drive around, or I just go, you know, sometimes I go to the beach, but sometimes I do be going to the edge of California sometimes. Like, I don't care how bad the traffic is. I'm like, no, let me be in the edge and reflect.
Yeah.
Let's look at the earth and look at, you know, what God gave us. God blessed us.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Or for someone out there who might be struggling with self-love, like, what's your advice for them, if you have any?
Take it one day at a time. Just don't be so fast with it, because I know sometimes, you know, you could be screwing up a lot, have bad days at work or relationship issues. Just taking one step at a time. And talk to God. Trust me. Just talk all your feelings out to God. And yeah, man, it'll happen.
I mean, I want to ask, as being a father, like, how early do you kind of introduce the concept of self-love to your kids, you know? Like, is it, and it's also hard to guess, like, if they are grasping the concept, but yeah, how would you try to, like, introduce that to them?
See, just loving what they doing, because, you know, all my kids, I don't like to change, like, totally what they is, like, forcing them to do what I like. Like, nah, just be yourself. And yeah, they really be liking it. They really love it, man.
For sure. For your son, and you said he was five-ish years old?
He's 5 years old, yep.
Is he like, in what ways do you see yourself in him?
A lot. I think a whole lot. Like, some of the ways he acting, and especially in school, I definitely seen it. And I was like, oh, wow, he acting like me. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do, change how I'm doing, and tell him, like, don't do that. So it's a learning process, but it's a beautiful journey in the same time too.
That's a tough one, man. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know if you were like this as a kid, but, you know, you don't listen to your folks. You don't, you know, try to, like, like, no, this is my life. This is your generation was different. You feel me? Like,
I was a hard-headed child, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a hard-headed child. I want to do things my way, and I learned. At the end of the day, I got crashed and burned. I was like, let me just, what is your advice? What way to go? And then eventually it works. Sometimes I spin it around, do it my way, but most of the time nowadays, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this person.
Nah, I hear you. Kind of curious, if I was gonna ask you, was there ever, like, you talked about Saturday morning cartoons? What was your jam back then?
Ooh, good one. Man, of course it was Ninja Turtles, Freakazoid. Nobody don't know about that.
Freakazoid.
Yeah. Static Shock. Yeah, definitely Static Shock. I forgot what else.
There's so many. I'll tell you that, man.
Many, man. And it introduced me to anime, so I can point some animes to you. There's Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Stars. And sometimes I watch Sailor Moon. Sometimes it pop up random. I'm like, all right, I'll dig Sailor Moon for right now.
Tuxedo Mask, bro. Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah,
Now, the reason why I ask is I'm a big like consumer of media, like TV, movies, and all shit. I be watching, man. And it all started when I was a kid watching fucking Saturday morning cartoons. You know, you talked about not knowing Freakazoid. Of course we remember Freakazoid. I don't know if you heard Netflix was gonna reboot that with
I think I was like, we're gonna see about that. We're gonna see.
What did you think about the Animaniacs coming back? Did you watch that?
Well, I didn't even watch it, but I seen trailers. I was like,
reboot.
20 years later and shit. Like, what's going on? So I didn't see it, and I'm kind of scared.
It's I saw the first couple of episodes and I enjoyed it, because their target audience was the adults who grew up with it. So, like, everything they were kind of mentioning was like hella, like, relatable to, I think, our age group. Pinky and the Brain, right? You know, they had this line, bro, that was like, it was hidden because I was old enough to understand what they were saying, but it was like I think it was Pinky who asked the brain, why are we still friends? Like obviously we're not like not on the same page all the time. And then the brain had his answer, but then Pinky was like, is it because I just let you run all over me and like I'm enabling your toxic like traits or whatever? And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like kids are not gonna understand this, but like I feel like 30-year-olds are gonna be like, shit, man, they're talking to us right now.
Yeah. So I mean, man, now you got me wanting to watch it. Now I gotta see it.
You got to peep it out, man. I'm trying to remember what other show I felt that way. Like it tried to grow up with its core audience. Oh man, it's gonna come back to me. But let's is there a show that you didn't like and you were like, oh, that's not for me?
I don't know. Not really. I don't think all the cartoons was cool. Some I'll just understand, and I don't know. I'm really trying to think.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen like these video breakdowns of those 90s nostalgic cartoons, man. I've been on that.
There is, but this one I like is XMen, but the animations though, the animations was a little bit too adult. And I was like seeing it, watching. I'm like, wait, what? Why they got it like that? Like, what's going on?
Which XMen?
The XMen 90s in the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know that fucking theme song go crazy, man. Here we go.
Yeah.
So number 30, easy, medium, or hard, man.
Let me see, man. Good question. All right, let me do the hard.
30 hard. All right, here we go. So, like I said, some of these questions, especially the hard ones, are, you know, a little more, I would say, it makes you vulnerable. But this one is, when was the last time you forgave yourself?
Forgave myself. That's a really good question. I'm gonna have to say last year. Yeah.
You mind kind of talking about that story, or if it's too deep, it's all good too.
No. I would say I was in a dark place. I was in a dark place because 2 years ago, I lost my grandmother. So that was like kind of the real one that hit home for me, because I didn't believe it. I was like, wait, I just talked to her. What the heck? So I remember just rushing down to the freeway. I think I'm going like 80 or some point. And I went in time, seen everything. So it kind of blew me out. It didn't really hit me in the same day because, you know, I was in an adrenaline rush. But after like maybe a few days, man, I was going. So, you know, it didn't take a while till I was in a dark place. But when I like kind of got my anger out and just started sinking rash and stuff, that's when it was like, oh yeah, I need to just take a break. And that's when last year I just took a pause. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just take a break with social media, not do art for a minute, just get myself back. And that's where the self-love came from, because I did not know what the heck was going on with me at that time. But I think I was grieving and didn't know how to express it, didn't know how to talk to folks. So I'll try to keep people out of my business kind of thing. But now I'm just like, you know what? I feel comfortable talking about it because somebody might be going the same thing that I was just telling them.
Oh, no doubt, man. And, you know, a part of me envies you. I never got to meet my grandparents like that, or I never really got to talk to them or get to know them at all. I think that's what kind of inspired this too, is like, you know, well, since I couldn't get to know them, I'm trying to make sure the future gets to know us in some kind of way. So shout out to your grandmas. I want to ask you, is there any like kind of piece of advice that kind of sticks with you that she kind of shared with you, if you don't mind sharing that?
Man, she always told me this, like, always be yourself. Because I remember in school, I was always picked on because my personality, and I was a natural redhead. So people always say I was looking like Chucky or Dennis Rodman or something. So I felt bad. I was like, man, I don't think no one liked me. Grandma told me, you know, you just need to be yourself. Just be yourself. Do what you love. Chase for the stars. People will follow you through. So this was like at a young age. And then, you know, when she passed, I remembered it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go in. I'm going to just really be myself, not just hold back anything at all, not care about anybody, because I deserve a shot too.
No doubt.
So, yeah, man. So
I think that's important, man. I think that's something people struggle with. Like, in your experience, if you're gonna give me a percentage wise between people being real, being themselves, versus people who seem to be faking the funk, as I like to say, in your experience, where's the percentage? 50-50 or a little more either way?
People being real or fake? Oh, I would say 50-50. It might be 50, because I don't know. Social media is a tricky place to be.
Yeah, man. I think, like for me, I hate it, man. I hate social media because I'm always comparing, and I want to like not put that as a part of my life, like why do I need to be constantly, seeing other folks' stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't got it, or like I'm not there, whatever. So I hate that part of it, but I know it's like the nature of what I'm trying to do. I'm forced to be doing it. Someone talked about, or someone had mentioned to me, like, having a social media account or like whatever, it's really like, what character are you building of yourself? Because that person on social media isn't entirely you. It's just one part that you allow people to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for yourself, like, is there a character you're trying to put out there, or
just being yourself. That's basically it. Because I know in social media, a lot of people don't get it. They'd be like, "Oh, what the heck? He's weird." And now I'm just like, I don't care. I'm being me, and that's fact. So either you like it or you don't like it. That's how I look at it. So I'm not trying to change or fold or water down for anybody. This is what I like to do, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy. So that's the main thing.
No doubt. Why do you think it's so hard for some folks to be themselves?
Oh man, probably afraid of what people think of them, for sure. I would say that. Afraid of what they think of them. Man, probably got some secrets that they don't want to let out yet, and maybe they're not comfortable with themselves. Maybe not a lot of love for themselves. There we go. That.
No, that's huge. That's huge right there. Yeah. I think, me personally, I still struggle with it, man. Like, yeah. I don't want to get too much into my story, but we'll definitely do that another time. Let's jump into another spin real quick. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, no vibe check yet. You got number one, and easy, medium, hard.
I'm gonna do easy now.
I know. I got you. All right, jump around, man. It's all good. Jump around. Number one is easy. How would you define success?
I'm gonna say just really finding yourself and knowing what your skills is. And even though you know your skills, you want to be like, well, what can I do that's better? So, just try to look at what others doing, or maybe seeing some other motivation videos. Like I be seeing a lot of Kobe Bryant videos, rest in peace to that man. And I just see how he does it. Like, man, he likes basketball, but why was he so beast? And he just be in the gym early. So I was like, oh, okay. So if I really wanted this dream of success, I gotta work and outsmart and figure out new ways to do it. So that's what I've just been doing. Really try to work at it. And I'm still working at it to this day, because, I don't know what the heck success is, but I can inspire some people. That'll be great.
For sure, man. And you don't know who you're inspiring to. Like,
that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah. Have you ever had like maybe a younger relative like just kind of come up to you and be like, "Yo, man, I like what you're doing, and how can I do that?"
That's a funny thing you told me that. So Saturday I had an art show. It was at the Emeryville art show, and everything was cool. But then there was like a little girl, 10 years old, doing art and everything like that, and she wanted my autograph. This is like the first time anybody ever asked that. And I'm like, wait, me? You want an autograph of me? So made me feel some sort of way. I'm like, wow, that really happened. So yeah, that's when I was like, yeah, I think I made it there, but I'm gonna still work at it like I ain't got it.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, would you say at this point, from your own definition, you feeling a little successful?
A little bit, just a little bit. That's why I was like, wow, this is crazy, because I'd be seeing my art and everywhere, everybody asking me to do some stuff for them, and I appreciate it too. Like, you know, because it's been years where I've been in the back burner. So this is like probably the first year where I'm being featured in magazines and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy.
Damn, a magazine? Where can we find you? I want to see. Check out the. Where at?
It's at Trap Art magazine. I think the issue is September. Yep.
Bruh, you was in the September issue?
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's how I followed you. I was like, oh, okay, let me see what he about. Read the whole, every artist. So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be just on me. I'm gonna just see what other people.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm actually want to go through that issue and try to reach out to all the artists that kind of like was in that same issue.
There's a lot of people on that thing. And then I read other issues. I'm like, damn, man, there's some bona fide talented people. And it ain't just from the Bay. This was all over.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
No doubt. Flip side to this question is, how would you define success? But how would you define failure?
Failure. Feeling like shit. Like you're screwing up a whole lot. Like nothing is like really going your way. You catching L after L after L, and you start doubting yourself and stuff like that. And it's kind of a hard thing to get out of that bubble. I've been there so many times. It's so hard to get out of that bubble, but you just gotta, you know, have faith in yourself the best way you can. And just eventually it'll come out, because at the end of the day, when you got so many failures, it's gonna be brighter success along the way.
For sure. Yeah, man. I feel like it definitely goes in cycles, you know. Yeah. And sometimes those L's feel like they don't stop.
It doesn't.
But then when you start getting those W's, though, it feels like that don't stop either, and you just like riding the wave, the come up for sure. I hope you on that wave. But you know,
I'm hoping so too, man, because trust me, I know about the L's. I caught so many L's years after years, because I've been in this art thing since 2011. So from there, it was just L. Then it was a dub real quick. Then it was L after L after L. So I know how that feels. So it feels rewarding once you get to that W. It feels so good.
No doubt, man. Would you? So you had that art show recently. Was that your first one, or you been doing a bunch? Like, where you at with that?
Ooh, I've been doing, that's my seventh one. So, yeah, man, I've been doing it for a minute. So, and I'm about to have another thing coming up this Saturday too.
I was gonna ask when your next one was.
I was like, be at the flea market this time. So this is like kind of like, all right, I'm a hands-on people and just talk to the folks.
You always posting where you're gonna be at through your socials and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just posted earlier today, so.
For sure. I might have to tap in with you about doing something custom or something. I've been all my artists that kind of came through the show, I kind of want to like find a way to get them to do their own rendition of the Questions logo, or you know, just their own flair to it, and then kind of have that as a collection, you know, instead of, I mean, I know I got art back here, but I also want it to grow and make it a little more going with the show. But I got you. We'll talk more about it later.
For sure.
Any bad experiences for you, like as far as, you know, doing art shows? Was there anything that stuck out where like maybe you forgot pieces, or go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is that damn art show. So when I was trying to put my stuff in, I get out the house, right, and I trip and I bust my ass bad. But then the damn frames broke. I was like, oh shit, the frames broke, and I gotta hand it in at a certain time. What I'm gonna do? So it was all bad from the get-go. Then I had to go to Michael's. Luckily they was there, and then I know me having to try to print paper in, it wasn't the right kind of paper. It was, I mean, it's a lot of disastrous stuff too, but I mean, you just got to make it work.
You gotta make it work, bro. Like one of my worst times is I had a clothing brand and I was trying to do it at Trap Art. So it was a time where I couldn't like have a lot of folks with me, so I went solo. Called an Uber, put hella shit in their trunk. I felt bad for him. It was like I don't think he was expecting hella shit in his trunk. But I get to the venue, take everything out, and since I didn't have anybody with me, I was like, fuck, let me just leave some stuff out here as I go bring things in, like one by one. Shit was stolen, man, and I was all like, hella. I was like, damn.
That's not good.
Nah, man, it was like I was feeling that L, and I was like, oh shit. But like you said, you gotta adapt. You gotta like just do anything. And right. it worked out in the end. But I just remember that feeling of like, how could somebody just like, like obviously this is for the show, and I was thinking like, was it somebody from the show that took it because they saw like free shit that they could use for their table, and but yeah, it happens.
Oh yeah, it do, man. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. That was a while ago. But let's go ahead and give it another spin real quick.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit.
All right. We got number 23, the Jordan number. Go ahead and.
All right. I'm gonna choose the medium.
23 medium. Here we go. All right, this one is, what do you think about cancel culture?
Cancel culture. Oh, dang. And I just seen a Chappelle thing yesterday. 2 days ago.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I know I need to. I've been lagging.
Yeah, ain't gonna spoil it, but it's funny as hell. But man, cancel culture. I just feel like it's a new thing that's going on. Actually, it's a new thing. Man, I don't know. The generation is changing like day by day, because the same stuff they were doing back then, it was okay, but now it's like it's really not okay. So I don't know. It's kind of mixed feelings about it, and I can't really say certain stuff with it. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say that much. So.
I know you from Oakland. Are you or were you a Raider fan?
All right. Oh hell yeah! But I never went to a Raiders game though. That was my ass. Didn't go. I went to Warriors, but I never went to a Raiders game.
It's all good, man. You still can. Vegas, they'll let you win. But yeah, I bring it up because Coach Gruden or ex-Coach Gruden just got booted out because of old emails and whatnot. I don't know, man. With his case, I feel like it was kind of justified. No, or it's a
kind of. I don't know. Yeah, I still had to read through that, but I heard about him getting.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Like if you didn't read about it or don't know what was said and what he did, then I understand. It was kind of like, it's an older dude from an older generation that was talking to other older dudes that they probably thought no one was ever going to read what they were going to say. So then it came out and it's like, well, yo, bro, like we can't have you in this position trying to go ahead.
Yeah, going back in the history books and stuff, like, I don't know. It's like kind of like watching what you put at the post, because you never know who the heck. It might be a trife person out there who's gonna go through stuff that you posted in 2013 and blow it up to now, and then you're canceled, and you wonder why the hell you canceled. So
yeah, man, and we talked about people being themselves. I feel like that's another part why people feel like they can't be themselves. It's like, well, who's gonna fucking crucify me because of what I thought when I was 13 years old?
Yeah, and then I be keeping it real on my art. So when I keep it real to the real, I notice my likes went down, my followers went down. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I see how that goes. I'm not gonna change. You're gonna have to really take me out of the social media game, because I care less about social media. So I'm about the people. Real recognize real, basically. You cannot fold what's real.
What was too real, like from what you made with your art? Like, because I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think I did an art about this one. It was about the artists and the influencers, because everywhere I go on social media, it be some half naked broad or something. I'll be like, damn. And it's something, you know, as a married man, it's kind of like, oh man, I need to get out.
Oh yeah. I hear you.
Throw the whole phone out, shoot. So man, I had to make that because I made some art that I did. It took me hella days, but it only got like maybe a solid 30 likes. But if someone else did, and I think she was dang near half naked, she had like maybe 200. And I was like, 200 likes? Dang, with the same art style I did? Oh, hell. So I'm like, damn, is this true though? Like,
yeah.
So I did that, and it was like it was some fire right there. It was a good art. I was in it.
I mean, what do they say? You know, sex sells. If it bleeds, it leads. You know, all that shit, man. People like, well, I don't know if it's people, but people are more willing to share shit that's a little more controversial or a little more like eye-catching and stuff. And when something's pure, I think it resonates, but like it won't be until everyone can see that, oh, you got like 100 people fucking with it, and then that's when they'll start being like, all right, look, now I can like it, or now I can show appreciation, now I can share it, which is interesting, man. That's such an interesting like,
yeah, basically you just gotta watch what you say, watch what you do, because yeah, you never know. That's what that cancellation comes from.
Yeah.
And you cannot be yourself. People was ready to water down. Like they'd be like firemen ready to water you down to the point you evaporate. Cancellation.
Is there anyone that you liked or you know was a fan of until they got canceled and you're like, oh, I can't believe it, like?
oh man, I don't know. Yeah, that one I don't know. I'm scared to say. I'm scared to say. I'll say it anyway. I mean, because I knew this fool was crazy. And I was like, okay, I like R. Kelly's music. I'm like, okay, I dig his music. But then after finding out he did all that and doing all that, I'm like, all right, I can't even listen to
I can't enjoy Ignition, or I believe I can fly no more, man. That was me and my pop song for the longest. And
like you up with R. Kelly, but shoot, you just find out all the stuff he was doing, like, oh man. And I got a daughter too, so I'm like, nah, that ain't cool.
Yeah. I mean, a big one for me was Cosby. You know, I kind of grew up watching the Cosby Show with my folks and stuff, and yeah, like I was like, I can't do it. I can't watch the Cosby Show again in my life, and it sucks, man. I don't see it the same. Yeah, it's a trip. But just a heads up, we have about 10-15 minutes left in the podcast. Want to thank you again.
No problem.
Let's go ahead and I think we could get a couple more spins. We'll see how much time we got. But
all right.
You had 29 earlier?
I think I had 33.
All right. Well, let's see. 29, easy, medium, or hard?
We're gonna do the easy on that. Well, no, hold up. We'll do the hard.
29 hard? All right. Here we go. You mentioned a lot about your faith. Want to ask you, what does your personal afterlife look like?
Ooh, that is an awesome question, man. I don't know. Probably, seeing folks that passed on that, I was like, man, that's some good folks that shouldn't have to die like that. Maybe just seeing them and meeting them like, hey, man, long time no see. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. Afterlife can be so many different things, but I do know spirits are real. So I was just going to go with that.
For sure. I, for me personally, like one of my theories or like what I would like to see happen, I guess, is that, let's say we met each other at this point, 31, I'm 31 too. And if we just happen to, both be in the afterlife, when I see you, I'm only going to recognize you as your 31-year-old self. But let's say you had a homie back in high school that you never got to see again, but when he sees you there, he'll see you as your high school self. Like we all recognize people by the last time we seen them. So that's just a theory of mine, and who you don't know. But you mentioned spirits. You ever had any supernatural stuff happen to you, or like come across?
Oh man, I know when I was calling my son, I sounded like my grandma. I swear to God, like I was just calling him, but it sounded like my grandma's voice. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Like, what? And then I'd be sometimes hearing stuff. So I know she's around too, so I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not tripping.
I feel you.
I didn't drink too much wine, so I think I'm okay.
Nah, I got you, man. I mean, I'm Filipino, so like I don't know if you know too much about our culture, but we are heavy on the supernatural. And we're scared about a lot of things. And yeah, man, I think there's something to it. I've talked to some people who, you consider maybe a medium, or like, and I don't know how much like weight to give what they say, because I like to believe people are telling me the truth, but also there's gonna be folks out there kind of taking advantage of that. But from my experience, it just feels like there is more, and there's probably more that we can't see, and it's out there if you're open to it.
All right.
All right, man. Well, we made it to the final stretch of the podcast. I have some closeout questions for you, but before we do that, I'm gonna do a quick thing called the 34th mantra. Are you familiar with mantras at all?
Not at all. No.
Well, the mantra is basically something that people repeat to themselves to give them some energy, or like get them on that right vibe. So
like, kind of like a hype, like before you go to a game and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's more personal though. Like if you're meditating, maybe on your long drive, or whenever you at the edge of the coast, and you just need to remind yourself of some things. This is what the mantra is. There's 3 phrases. I just need you to fill in the blanks. It is I am, I can, I will. So I am blank. How would you fill that in?
Say I am unique.
I'm unique. Second one is I can blank.
Say I can do all things once I put my mind to it.
Show.
There we go.
And last one is I will blank.
And I will. Let's say I will get through it I'll get through it by any means necessary.
For sure, man. If you ever need a reminder, then you'll have these sound bites for you. And maybe you could put it in like your future projects if you start getting into recording or film or anything.
Right.
And then here we go, final stretch. And my next question for you is from my previous guest. Shout out to X-Rated from Topeka, Kansas, man.
Dang. Oh, sure.
Yeah. So his question for you is, if you had to choose between working with someone, like working with a close family friend, or working with someone that is like your best friend but isn't related to you at all, like which direction would you choose?
Ooh, dang. Oh, he had that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a little complicated, man. I remember I was thinking to myself, like,
yeah, that was a crazy question. Dang. Well, I feel it though. I mean, I got the answer for it, so I'll say a close family friend.
Either a close family friend or someone like a best friend but isn't related to you.
Let's say a best friend.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I got some best friends. I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? I might choose that.
The reason why I kind of like it got me hung up was because like I was thinking, this is a close family friend and it doesn't work out, then I might not hear the end of it. You feel me? Like, I got my family kind of like, oh, what happened to you? And no. And I'm like, oh, damn, well, I don't want to think about it again. if it was somebody that was like a good friend or my best friend and it didn't work out, I feel like there's still hope where like we could have space to breathe and like be like do our own thing and then maybe come back and be like, yo, sorry it went down like that, but reconnect kind of thing. So yeah, that's the way I kind of flowed with it.
Oh yeah.
And then my next question is, what would you like to ask the next guest that comes on to 34 Questions?
Oh, let me see. Let me ask. Okay. How will you want your? Nah, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. What is your creative story like? If your life was in a comic book or a superhero, what would it be?
Oh, okay. So like, which hero do you relate to most, kind of?
Yeah, that like.
I got you. Well, for you, real quick, which one would you say?
Man, either because I understand villains now that I'm older, so either I'm Magneto or Joker. So one of the two.
How'd you feel about that Joker film? Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, oh man. Well, it was dark, so I was like, dang, it's dark as hell. So I'm like, I'm just to get it, and then I kind of understood, like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah.
He went down like that.
Yeah, no, right. that was like I mean, I like that dark shit, so it was kind of refreshing to see just a full Joker origin film, even though it's not as true. But yeah,
I always knew this. He wasn't bad at first. Something just had happened. Something happened. That's most of the villains. I feel like something happened to them, and they just went crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, was it like, I don't know if you heard that saying, every sinner has a past, every saint has a future, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can't judge a book, man. Can't judge the book. And then my last question for you, man, the question that ties everything together. 100, 200 years from now, your great grandchildren are watching this video. What would you like to tell them?
Man, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Live life every second. And just don't be in the negative all the time, because it's gonna wear you down. So be positive the best way you can. There you go.
I got you. And any last things you'd like to add before we head out of here?
Appreciate everybody, my new followers and my new supporters, riding with me and stuff. From the people I went to school with, college with, work with, family, friends, whoever. Appreciate everybody riding me in this 10-year journey, and that's all I gotta say in that one.
And we ain't stopping, man. We ain't stopping.
There's still more to come.
No doubt. Well, I am Jokerman. I want to thank you again for stopping by. Thank you for your time, your openness to share your story. It was a great conversation on my end. I hope you had fun as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Sure, man. I want to thank all the folks out there. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube, appreciate y'all time as well. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love. We'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace.
Peace.
All right, man. That was the end. Everything flows out. I will let you know when this episode